Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Those of you who are new, welcome. Listen guys, you clicked on this video to try and figure out if college is a waste of time. Maybe you're in college, maybe not. But listen boys, take it from someone who is in college. I'm majoring in engineering. I'll tell you right now, it's an absolute waste of time. Listen, it starts with gen eds, you know? You're taking general education courses that you will never ever fucking use, right? You know, when as an engineer, when am I going to use? When am I going to have to write a balanced equation for that I'm learning about in chemistry, right? For a fucking machine. I'm not gonna have to do that. I'm not majoring to be a chemist, you know. I am glad that I took my AI and culture course. I'm really glad that I took that course because it really opened my eyes to a lot of things, right? And I'll get to that here in a minute. But you know, you're taking these courses that are very expensive that doesn't pertain to your major, right? So what's the point? You could argue that the point is to collect more money out of you. Could say that, right? Because I mean, college monetizes everything. You know, they've got my particular college, they've got scooters around, you know, that people ride around all the time, right? But you need to pay online to use it. And I think that's like maybe anywhere from $5 to $20, right? So if you got to get to a class pretty quickly from one end of the campus to the other, you know, and that's every day, or excuse me, you know, at least Tuesday, Thursdays. That's quite a bit of money that you're spending, you know. And you know, again with the courses, man, they try their best to feed you a bunch of bullshit, you know. I can't tell you how many times I heard about the patriarchy. I can't tell you how many times I heard about that dumb shit, you know. And I was one of the ones that was debating with my professors on that shit, you know. And everyone was just taking in the information, you know, as if there wasn't a problem. I'll get to that a little later on, but you know, it's you're taking these courses that don't make sense, right? That you don't really need, that doesn't pertain to your degree. So, you know, there's no purpose for it. But then again, it's all to extort you for every fucking penny you got. You know, that's why a lot of these college graduates come out with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of college debt. You know, that's another thing too. You know, I mean, no wonder why people can't afford to live, you know, as college graduates. They come out with such crippling debt that, you know, those payments that they're making, they're gonna be spending the rest of their lives paying off, you know. I mean it's just it's really incredible, honestly, what's been done to the education system. I mean, they've really monopolized that shit. You know, and then you get your degree, right, only to have these ghost jobs. You know, you're putting in application after application after application, right? and most of the time you're not even getting, you're not even hearing back from them, right? We've all seen those statistics, man. I think it was 4 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 are actual jobs looking for people. I think it was 4 out of 10 that was actually hiring. You know, and then, you know, you have all this divisiveness, this hatred, you know, this adversarial environment, right? Everyone's looking at you like you're competition. Everyone is looking at you as if, you know, you're some kind of enemy to them, right? I mean, you I walk every single day and everyone just looks past each other. They don't look at each other. They never say hey, you know. If they do, it's because they know each other, right? You know, there's no camaraderie, there's no genuine kindness, you know, there's none of that. And you want to spend 4 years of that? You want to spend 4 years in that environment? No, absolutely not. You know, and I mentioned AI, and you know, dude, AI is already making its way into many different careers. You know, call centers, that's a big one. You know, phone operators, they're being replaced. You know, think about it. Almost everywhere you call, right, is going to have an AI system in it that will direct your call where you want to go. No, you don't call anymore, right, and speak directly with the person anymore, right? It's very rare that you do, and that's made its way into coding, right? You know, if you guys will remember the coders that were on strike a while ago, you know, they're losing their jobs. In the study that I was doing in my own AI culture class, 40% of engineers will lose their jobs in the next 5 to 10 years, right? And that's not telling which career field, right? It could be all of the career fields. You never know, you know? So you spend 4 years, right, just to have your degree not matter. 4 years of them extorting you for every penny you got. 4 years of this adversarial environment that beats you down mentally, right, where no one seems to really care about one another. It's a waste of time, and it doesn't get you anywhere. The fact that trades are doing so much better, right, than actual graduates, most people, well, I wouldn't say most people, but a good portion of people, right, who have graduated college don't even use their degree. We've seen that time and time and time again. You know, they can't find a job, and if they do find a job, they want, you know, 3 to 5 years of experience. And how the hell can you get that? You just graduated college. The only way that you would be able to do that, right, is if you somehow were lucky enough, depending on who you know, to get into an internship. And obviously, if you use your brain, you can figure out that that's extremely rare. So it's become a center of partying, of indoctrination, of extortion, and there's no point. There's literally no point. None at all. You're just wasting your time. You're just wasting your time. I see the writing on the walls, boys. I see the writing on the walls, man. You know, no one's thinking for themselves. They don't teach you to think for yourself in college, of course. Well, it's the reason why they're pushing patriarchy so much. They want you, they're trying really hard to make you believe a certain way, right? To do things a certain way, to act a certain way. You don't get rewarded for thinking for yourself. You don't get rewarded for truly engaging in discord, right? With an open mindset. There's no reward for that, right? People look at you, you know, with such a look, you know, as if you're, how dare you even bring that up, you know? I mean, and people just feel awkward, right, and offended to hear something mildly opposing to their own views. You know, there's no conversation, right? No actual open conversation in college anymore, you know? I remember I was debating one of my professors, right, on a certain point of history, right, and that was the Crusades, right? Some of that history was wrong that he was teaching, right, and I addressed it, and the reason it was wrong was because there was a lot of omission. There's a lot of omission, of course, and there was a reason for that too. But I pointed it out, and you know, of course, hardly anything. There was fucking silence. That's why you gotta do your research, boys. You have to basically teach yourself. Yeah, that's college, man. You have to teach yourself. Because some of these colleges, man, they'll hire anybody. They'll hire anybody. I have a professor right now that has a 1.6 rating out of 5 on Rate My Professor. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And these professors don't lose their jobs. They don't get talked to, you know. It's just crazy to me, you know. And these professors don't care about you. They don't. The school doesn't care about you. They don't. Not at all. Not at all. You know, I own my own home. I live 40 minutes from my campus, right? And I'm a disabled veteran, you know. A lot of things I can't do. A lot of things I really can't do. You know, I've tried working. I've tried the 9 to 5. I've tried holding down a job, and I can't do it. I just can't do it. Because of all the fucking problems I have. You know? And it's so frustrating, right? When you come to the school and you ask them for help, you know, financially, right? I have all of these troubles that come with having a home, you know? I got to fix things up constantly. I've got to work on my truck. I learned how to weld while fixing my fucking truck. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not fucking helpless. If I know I can do it, I'm going to do it. Right? It's not like I'm useless or anything, because I know I'm not. And it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not a hard worker. I've put in, before I went back to college, there was a job I worked where I put in 140 hours in a week and a half. Right? So don't tell me I don't know how to work. I know how to work. I'm a very hard worker. Sometimes to my own detriment. I understand that. But And they don't really care to help you out. They don't. I was shown that time and time again. The very instant that you become an inconvenience, society tosses you away, man. That's just how it is today. Man or woman, you get a little bit more leeway if you're a woman, but it is what it is, boys. But that's exactly why college is a waste of time, and I wouldn't even take the risk, man. Other countries, dude, their college is significantly cheaper. Significantly. I've been hearing from other people that, semester would only cost maybe a couple thousand, and that's with tuition, that's with books, that's with maybe a place to live too. Dude, that's insane, man. That's insane. I have to take a Pell Grant out, a Pell Grant that I do get, which is great. But I also have to take student loans out to help pay, right, for the semester. And that's on top of my disability check. That's on top of my stipend, right? And the whole point of it is to offset, the cost of living. And it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. How far do you really expect $700 to go? Doesn't go very far. I've got bills to pay. I've got lights to keep on, water to keep running. God forbid my fucking truck breaks down, and it's already on the way up. Starting to rust up because this, I was stationed out in North Dakota. A lot of rust going on, which is what led me to weld up my truck. Nothing major, obviously, but there was a couple of parts that needed to be welded. So you're not cared about. You're only looked at as a number. It's like getting out of the military and then going back into the military. That's exactly the way that I view it. You're only seen as a walking wallet, essentially, a dollar sign to be had. So why even take the risk when you can just get into a trade, right, and make a decent life for yourself? You can do that. I'm telling you, man, the only way you can ever really make money these days is if you get into a trade, right? You get into entrepreneurship, right? Why go the college route? Why put yourself in that situation where you have to pay tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt when you could have just went another route? Listen, you don't need a college degree to make a decent life. Some of those guys who dropped out of college are majorly successful, right? Bill Gates is one of them. And then you have Markiplier, he dropped out. Look at him, bro. You don't need a college degree to make your life. It's human tendency to collect resources, right? And there's multiple ways where you can do that. The human condition has been twisted so much in a way to where, they've made you believe that the only way to go is college. And that's just not true, man. Not anymore. So, but by all means, don't just listen to what I say, okay? Do your own research, right? Figure out what's best for you. If college is honestly going to work for you, by all means, do it, okay? If it's going to put you somewhere in life that you're happy with, go do it. Sure. But you know, it's a waste of time for most people. So that being said, make sure you take care of each other, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, and take care of each other. If you guys would have anything you would like me to talk about, please let me know in the comments. I read the comments, I respond to the comments. And if you guys have watched to the end, you guys are the real ones. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for subscribing. It's really crazy to know, just, you know, we've already gotten to 80 subscribers. That's insane. Almost, we're 20 away from 100. I'm blown away. You know, listen, boys, we're a team here. You know, I may be the one that started this and talking and everything like that. You know, but you guys are the ones that are talking and sharing and liking, you know, subscribing. And please, you know, when it comes to commenting, please let me know what you guys are thinking. What are your guys' experiences, right? Are you guys having a good experience? Are you guys having a bad experience? I want to know, honestly. You know, we help each other when we start talking, when we make our voices heard. Not just with, you know, people higher than us, but, you know, with each other too. Information is power, man. It really is. So, you know, help me spread this message, guys. All right, I greatly appreciate the help. So, that being said, boys and girl, I've looked at the stats. Most of you are guys who are watching, which is, you know, that's great. That's great. So, appreciate you guys tuning in, and as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Talk to you soon.